let's move to your Washington Capitals. You're wearing a Washington Capitals jersey. At our recording, the Caps are plus 145, the Leafs minus 170. The over-under here 6.5. Both these teams will be on a back-to-back, so we'll likely see Ilya Samsonov take on his former team, the Washington Capitals, who will likely start Charlie Lindgren in his Capitals debut. One note, I think this is something to keep in mind. All season, Charlie Lindgren, he tore it up in the American Hockey League last year. Just tore it up. So there are people in, the goaltending community, the goalie analytics community, who think Lindgren is maybe like the next Thomas Greiss, the next Philip Grubauer, that goaltender, the backup goalie who will eventually play his way into a starting role in the NHL. So I don't think the drop-off between Kemper, there is a drop-off, but I don't think the drop-off between Kemper and Lindgren will likely be as wide as the market may suggest. But that's more for, as the season goes on. This one, I think it's Caps or nothing. I'm not there yet, but Washington is traveling from DC on this back-to-back while the Leafs are coming home from Montreal. So there's like a little bit of a travel advantage for Toronto. But it's like with Samsonov, we just don't know what to expect from Samsonov, is what I'm saying. So like laying minus 170 is pretty tough here.
Yeah, personally, this is one I like a play on the over a lot, and that's from someone who actually probably rates Charlie Lindgren and Samsonov higher than most. But these two teams have played a lot of high-scoring games over the last 2 seasons, and I think that's just kind of the nature. The Caps don't necessarily have the D to defend the Leafs' top stars by any means, but it's just one of those things. It's two teams that kind of like to attack, and it always ends up being a little higher scoring. And I think in this back-to-back spot, it's just 6.5. It's crazy to think with how much goal scoring is actually up, but I think 6.5 at close to pick'em. It's minus 110 as of Wednesday afternoon, and I think that's a really great number. I personally just trying to recommend people get on that early. I think it's a spot where seeing both sides score 3 is quite likely. So yeah, I think it's a good spot to back the over. And personally, I'm higher on both these goalies, but I just kind of think it's the nature of both these teams playing on a back-to-back early in the season that we should see some breakdowns, should see some offense.